All right, guys, I recently did a video on why you need to consume vegetables, okay? This is a continuation of that, when not to consume vegetables, okay? In the last video, just to quickly summarize, you want vegetables between 7 to 10 cups for this reason. One is to get the nutrients that you need. So vegetables provide the nutrients, especially potassium, magnesium, also the fiber in the vegetables, because we're not doing grains, feed the microbes. And microbes need this fiber to actually survive. And they will give you a friendly acid, it's called butyric acid, that then feeds your colon. It helps normalize blood sugar, decreases inflammation. Now, phytonutrients, that would be like carotenoids, all the phytonutrients, lutein, that go beyond just regular vitamins and minerals that give you additional health benefits. Okay, this is very, very important. Antioxidants, things like that. Also, the vegetables buffer the pH. So if you're just doing meat, you're going to acidify things a bit too much. And the vegetables act as a great buffer for the pH, so it's not always so acidic. All right, now, when not to do vegetables? Well, when you have this condition called SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Okay, what is that? That's a situation where your microbes are not all located in the large intestine, the last part of this huge tube that you have, which is like 27 feet long. I think it's like 31 feet long. The last part, the last 5 feet, is the large intestine. That's where most of the microbes should live. But in SIBO, you have those microbes now living in the wrong place. They live in the small intestine, which is the first part of the tube, okay? So if you have these microbes, it's called flora or microbiome, living in the small intestine when it should be in the large intestine, they can compete for nutrients. So basically, you're supposed to absorb all this nutrient in the small intestine. Well, these bacteria will eat that up and keep you deficient in nutrients. So that's not good. You're going to have tremendous amounts of bloating because you're going to have a lot of excessive fermentation and gas being created because these microbes are just in the wrong location. So you get nutritional deficiencies. And then if you add the fiber, that just makes it worse. So if you're consuming vegetables and you're getting so bloated and you feel like you're gaining weight and you're retaining fluid and you're getting gas, then chances are you could potentially have SIBO. You can actually get a test from it, okay? Or you can assume that you have it and do the following, which I'm going to get to in a second. Another thing that would make it worse would be if you consumed a probiotic. Why? Because you don't want to add more bacteria to a place where you have too much bacteria already, because this is an overgrowth. So one of the reasons that you got this in the first place is your stomach wasn't acidic enough, or maybe you took an antibiotic. So you don't want to consume vegetables or probiotics if you have this situation. I mean, a real good way just to know if you have it, if you feel bad when you consume vegetables, then just avoid them for 1 month. Let your body reset. You can call this the carnivore diet if you want, whatever, but we're just basically eliminating vegetables. We're giving our body some time to remove those bacteria from the small intestine and push them down into the large intestine. So you'd want to avoid vegetables and probiotics. You want to acidify the stomach with apple cider vinegar and something called betaine hydrochloride. You can get those in a combined product. I put a link down below to make it easier, but you want to acidify the stomach. 2 reasons. One is that acid will allow for a lot better digestion to occur at the beginning of your digestion, because the last thing you want is incomplete digestion right here. So we have half undigested food entering in the small intestine, and then we get more gas and more fermentation and more bloating. And we want to do fasting. Why? Because the normal transit time, the time it takes for food to go through your entire digestive system, is between 36 and 40 hours. So if you're eating every hour and a half, the food is just being crammed down there. You never give your system a chance to clear out. So we want to do intermittent fasting and even longer fasting if you can, to let the body reset. Very important. I mean, even the stomach alone takes 5 hours or 4 to 5 hours for the food to get through the stomach. So if you're eating like every 2 hours or 3 hours and you're not waiting long enough, you're putting food in this tube through this little pipe, when the food is still in your stomach. Not to mention the small intestine and the large intestine. So we constantly are cramming food down there. We never let our digestive system rest. And then the last thing is herbal antibiotics. Clove, oregano, and garlic. There's many other ones, but this is a really good combination to help kill off the microbes without the side effect, okay? So this is what I'm going to recommend. I'm also going to put a link down below of more additional data on SIBO down below. You can check that out. But this is a situation where you're not going to do vegetables, but for everyone else, I recommend to actually add the vegetables in there. Thanks for watching. Hey, you probably already subscribed, but if you haven't, press this little button down below and I will keep you updated. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's some only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto and Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.